Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm meant to be dressed up as my take on the character Wrinkles the Clown from the movie of the same name. Without spoiling too much, the character of Wrinkles is meant to be this kind of character that parents can hire to traumatise their children. It's a very, very evil concept, but it's a fascinating film. I recently watched the movie and I've never seen this type of character before, this kind of older clown, and I really wanted to see if I could turn it into a makeup because in the movie it is a mask itself, and it was really interesting to see how it would translate into an actual makeup, so I hope I did it justice. And yes, if you'd like to learn how to recreate this makeup for yourself, stay tuned. Okie dokie, so because Wrinkles' hairline starts quite far back, I'm going to be popping on a latex bald cap. You don't have to do that yourself really, but I think it will really help add to the effect if I start the hairline really, really far back. So as always, I'll pop a link on the screen up there that will take you to the video that I did in the past to teach you how to do that, just so I don't have to do it in this video to make things go a little bit quicker. So I'm going to go pop on my bald cap and we shall go from there. And there we are. As you can see, I've gone around my ears and I've gone around the edge of my bald cap with a couple of layers of liquid latex just to really blend off that edge. So now whilst that latex dries, I can talk to you about the prosthetic that I'm going to be using for this tutorial. Now, it's not absolutely necessary. You could do this with an old age makeup. You could just add wrinkles in. But the whole point of this makeup is the proportions are really exaggerated, and plus the whole thing's going to be painted white anyway. So I really wanted the wrinkles and all the different folds and stuff to really stand out. So I'm going to be using this gorgeous old age prosthetic. Now, this is a first for me because I haven't actually ever applied a foam latex old age piece before. I mean, I've done old age makeups before, but nothing to this extent. I think it's going to be really, really cool. So this is a completely full face and neck prosthetic that I got from mostlydead.com. I'll flash their link on the screen there. It'll also be in the description bar below. As you guys know, I love Mostly Dead. They've got some amazing pieces. I'm so excited to apply this because the makeup is relatively simple, just like with the eyes and the nose and the mouth. I really hope this is going to make the whole thing pop. So as you can see here, this is the prosthetic. It's absolutely fantastic. Really gorgeous thin edges and it's really detailed. So to stick foam latex down, you need a really nice makeup adhesive. I'm going to be using Prostick. This is my go-to whenever I use foam latex, just because it's really strong and it's really durable. I'm going to take a paper-based cotton bud, dip it in the Prostick, and because this piece is so large, I'm going to work in the middle first and then start sticking it away. So I'll take the Prostick, apply that on the nose area of the prosthetic, then the corresponding area, so my nose, let it go a bit tacky and then press that down. Then we can take some more Prostick and start applying it to the surrounding areas and start sticking things down as we go. That way everything will line up nicely and there'll be no air bubbles or ridges. So for example, we can stick the nose down, then the cheeks down, then we can stick the forehead down, and eventually we can work to the outside of the face. So there we are. Once it's all nicely applied and I look sufficiently wrinkled, I can start blending the edges. So I'm going to take some more Prostick and another paper-based cotton bud and I'm going to start rolling away the edges. So I'm just going to go really slowly and be quite heavy with the Prostick, and I'm just going to start pulling away around every edge, around the entire face, neck, around the mouth and around the eyes. Make sure not to go back and forth, otherwise you'll lift edges up. We just want to go in one quick motion away from the face. Then, once everything is nicely blended, I took some regular talcum powder on a fluffy brush and just went around all of the areas that had the adhesive on just to make it less sticky. So then we can work on the foundation. So I'm going to be using a white watercolour. This one is by Cameleon, and I'm going to apply this all over the prosthetic, all over my ears, my bald cap and my neck. So next we can start highlighting all of these wrinkles and expression lines. So I'm going to be doing this in two ways. I'm going to be using a Superstar black face paint and I'm going to apply that using a really sharp angle brush. Now I'm not going to use too much of the colour, I'm just going to really lightly trace over as many of these wrinkle lines as I can see. And to highlight the finer wrinkles like around the eyes and around the mouth, I'm going to be using a black eyeshadow. This one is by Sugarpill. And to apply that I'm going to use a really fluffy brush and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of the colour and just lightly dust over the areas that have the finer detail. Okay, so it's really subtle, but it really helps make those wrinkles pop. Plus it does make the whole makeup look a bit more weathered, which is a really good element for this makeup. Then I can take the watercolour and start enhancing the deeper lines. Next, we can work on the eye area. So this is where this whole look is going to come together because the eyes are quite iconic. They start quite high up in the middle and then go down angled towards the ears. That kind of gives it that sad expression. So just make sure we leave this area completely clear of colour and that way we'll get the expression we want. I'm also just going in with the black Sugarpill eyeshadow and a new fluffy brush again just to buff those edges and to blend them out. So there we are. Don't worry about it looking neat or anything, it doesn't need to be. It needs to have this really rustic, creepy look to it, so it really doesn't have to have the perfect blending. So next, I'm taking a Superstar red watercolour and I can start colouring in the nose area and the mouth. And there we go. One very sad clown. So then we can start applying some fake hair. So I'm going to be using some white crepe hair. I'm not going to straighten it, I'm just going to pull it apart just so I can get it really fluffy, and I'm going to do that all the way along, cutting it in very different lengths and working in only small-ish strips, let's say that long. I'm going to take some more Prostick, apply that in one area at a time, let it go a little bit tacky and then press the hair down. And I'm going to be working in roughly this area, so I'm going to go in patch by patch all the way along, making it look really messy and basically like a really bad wig. And there we are, nice and fluffy. Then the final step is completely optional, but as you all might know, whenever I do a makeup that has such a large area with nothing in it, I like to take some black hairspray and just spackle that on just to really break up the texture. It'll also help to darken up the hair a bit and make it look a little bit more dirty. So if you did want to do this step, make sure to go outside or use a well-ventilated area, hold it at an arm's distance, no closer, and just lightly hold down the nozzle so it spackles the colour out. Make sure you breathe in first, obviously, before you start spraying. You do not want to be inhaling hairspray. And I'm just going to pass over lightly, maybe 2 or 3 times, just around this entire area here. Remember, keeping that arm's distance until everything is nicely spackled and everything's nice and even. So I'm just going to go do that and we'll see what it looks like. So there we are. So all that's left for me to do now is pop in some contact lenses, which are optional, but this character doesn't really have any eyes. They're just like a complete black void there, so I think some black scleras might help that effect. And then after I've popped in my contact lenses, I'm going to pop on a costume and we'll see what it looks like. And there we go. That's my look. Officially complete. So to finish the makeup off, as I said, I popped in some black sclera contact lenses. I also popped on this costume, which is almost identical to the one that Wrinkles wears. I actually got it about 12 years ago, to be honest, from I think eBay. And I popped on some white gloves. And yeah, so that's my makeup tutorial. I can honestly say I had so much fun doing this, but this is also so super interesting to do because, as I mentioned at the start, I've never actually applied a foam latex old age prosthetic before, and it felt really nice to kind of layer it up as I was going, and I could have gone in any different direction with it once I'd popped on the actual prosthetic and blended it off, so I could actually do more old age creatures in the future. It's definitely an interesting take on these kind of characters, so I might go down that avenue in the future, maybe making some older demons. It's just, I don't know, it's something really interesting, plus it adds a lot of character to the creation. This is one of those makeups where I genuinely can't see myself under it. I'm really happy when that happens. So yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did like it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, Bye, Fluffies! Hello Fluffies, I just wanted to let you know because I'm super excited that there are now official Pinkstylist Send in the Clown badges available on my website charlieshort.com. The link is in the description bar below. I think they're awesome. Please check them out if you get a chance because they are creepy as fluff.